Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Small Room Thoughts. This is Josh.
That's me!
And I'm Ahmed.
Oh my god. I mean, that just felt like the way to do it.
For sure. So, long story short, our birthdays were in August. We didn't do too many sessions, but we're back for another episode with you guys.
And so many things have happened.
Over a month worth of time?
Yeah, I mean, I think this week and the past 2 weeks have been particularly crazy.
It's starting to it's been blowing past, rushing the months, days, hours, but these last 2 weeks have been very long.
Yeah. Oh, let me do something real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. No, I don't want to do that. Ooh, it's like... Duh. Something to have in the background. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so, yeah, dude. A lot of serious things have happened this week.
Just this week.
I guess let's just get the first one, the big one out the way. Yeah. Charlie Kirk is dead.
R.I.P. man.
Yeah.
I will say it's an interesting climate because people are dancing on the idea of his death.
Yeah.
And then there are people, mourning the loss, and then obviously there are a lot of people that are upset. Personally, I had a conversation with someone who had brought it up, and they go, I liked him because he was conservative. He's like, what about you? And I was like, I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, but I'm not upset at that guy because words are words, right? And I don't think people were radicalized by his ideas to cause harm.
He had a lot of I heard about a CNN I guess reporter was let go, or was it MSNBC? I forget which one it was.
It's one of them. I did hear that, as well as some teachers.
You heard about teachers as well?
Yeah, the title was that they celebrated his death, and they said, quote unquote, that America was better off without him. And that was a reason, but now they're under a union, so that's not how things don't just die story-wise when it comes to a union. Expression of freedom of speech
it's being attacked right now. In a way, and it's kind of funny because Charlie Kirk was also a symbol of trying to exercise. He was using that as his platform.
Yeah,
it was very heavy in his ideas of that he can say whatever he wants, that he will entertain a discourse, a conversation with just about anybody. So this is a big issue in the conversation regarding myself. I've never listened to any of his full content, so I can't say he was crazy in his ideas. Maybe his ideology doesn't align with mine. Maybe he said something and it's been put into a context where it would cause people to be upset with him. But man, you can listen to a lot of people in today and they say some crazy stuff. But I think if he heard someone cause a mass shooting or a mass incident in his name, that he would
he would not condone that. Like he would speak against that, right?
Yeah.
And I would agree with that. Now we've never talked
some
to
high
him.
morals.
Yeah, like we've never talked to him. I've never, like I said, I've never listened to his long form content. And I take every short term thing, like short span, 20 seconds. I just take that with a grain of salt in this day and age, because you just don't know. AI could be, used and influence what the video looks and says. So I'm just not taking it at face value unless I do my own research, right? Where I dive deep and look into the stuff.
Right.
That's when I'll try to make an opinion. But at this point, you send me a 20-second clip and it's like Nepal on fire, I'm not going to believe that until I look it up. And they're actually, they reformed their government in it was like 60 hours. You heard about that?
No.
They overthrew their government. They made the prime minister or the president resign. They burned the house down. The kid, there's like a high schooler who one of the recorded speeches that he does, this man, his cadence reminds me of Hitler. You know how like he would speak and he'd be like speaking and then raise his voice and then stop and then like his voice would be high again, like advocating on a point. This is how the high schooler, I'm not gonna call him a kid because we're talking about a 10-year-old boy being a young adult, right? So that's just how I saw it. But if that's what the collective in Nepal decided, and you're not going to overthrow a government with 10 people unless y'all own heavy military arms and strategically you know how to assault a country. I don't think 10 people, citizens, are going to do anything. 300,000 people? You all will definitely get something accomplished. But regarding Kirk, man, R.I.P. His family lost.
I did not know any of that stuff about Nepal. I need to look into that.
The French people are also doing that.
Really?
Yeah, they're not overthrowing their government. They've been protesting for like 3 years. And they stopped taking garbage. The farmers have come in and have like blocked streets with manure, so it causes like traffic disruptions while doing like mass protesting. And I believe one of their parliament members had to resign because they lost the popular vote. And now because there's like a vacuum within the government, the people are like actually getting up, rising, and protesting. Like, I don't want to say violent because in America, they'll just burn anything down. And I'm not sure if it's strategically planned at this point, having people dressed up like regular people, but it is actually like those 10 people that I talked about that can overthrow a country. The protesters are fighting the police though. And they're not doing it by throwing rocks or, they're probably throwing stuff, but when you got 100 people on you and all you got is a shield and like 70 people are pushing you and 30 people are hitting you, nah, you're per police officer. That's how you do it. But what pissed me off, man, I saw one post, people were like, the French are the pro-revolutionists. I'm like, we figured out how to do that first. I'm not even calling for a full revolution. We as a democracy of people who I had assumed to have been raised well with intelligence, obviously I'm dead wrong, just can't organize ourselves.
Dude, I've been saying that we need a revolution for a while now, but everybody at work wants to disagree with me.
It's because they're old.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm too tired to do this. But yeah, man, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Did not deserve to die for your point of view. That's the president of Nepal's house.
Is it flooded? Or is that just a pond?
That's a pond, but it's on fire.
I did see it's on fire.
It's gone now. That thing crumbled.
I think that's a good thing for them. Maybe.
So, let's play it out in our head for a second. What are you guys doing afterwards?
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen next. But
all I see is recordings, right? So, like, I don't do anything until I do my own research. They're actually like fixing their country. Young and old people are paving roads, picking up like destroyed cars and garbage. Like they're cleaning, rebuilding right now. So they're like, obviously, probably some party in their political faction is organizing themselves, but the people are like, we're gonna take care of what's wrong right now. And that's just the physical stuff that they're saying. But, you know, like I said, you got 300,000 people moving as one, you're going to get a lot accomplished.
I think that's what America needs. I mean, I'm not that savvy on these kind of things, but that's something that's got to change. The only way that's going to happen is a revolution. These corporations kind of do make too much money. Nothing's being dispersed. Why is our cost of living going up so high and my dollar's worth practically nothing? Mm-hmm. And I'm still getting taxed out the ass. I mean, I think I don't only know about this from the big beautiful bill about now we get overtime. We don't get taxed on overtime, which is fantastic. That should have happened a long time ago. Overtime is time you don't want to spend at work. You shouldn't have to work overtime. But here we are, and I'm putting in 10 hours of overtime a week.
And so this is another thing, because I didn't look into it, because I don't do overtime, because I barely get offered overtime. But the like exemption of tax on tips, that's under a certain amount, and that's only gonna last like 2 years. So if you're not really reading the content, you don't know like the hidden clauses.
Yeah.
But people in today's society, I won't just say America because I'm not aware of the debt in other countries, which could possibly be the same. But people can open up a credit card and they're just like, I know that how a credit card works. Scroll all the way down, hit I acknowledge, I accept the terms and service of the agreement, right? Nobody reads those things. No. And that's why they make them 50 plus pages. Because who's going to read 50 plus pages? Right?
I don't have time for that. I'm usually trying to get the app like that. I probably sold my firstborn son.
Didn't even know it.
Yeah.
The District 5 in Tampa, which is like the Ybor City area, they're looking for like a seat representative. You know how many people, like the percentage of votes that they received?
What?
I believe they received only like 38% between the two candidates for the votes. So like one person got like 26 and the other got like 16. So like, what was that? That's 42%. You're supposed to you need 50% voter interaction, like voter participation to vote for yourself in order for you to be seated as like the District 5 candidate, like the representative. Did we not learn anything from November of last year? Like, you need to get out there. You need to be voting for your representative. You need to be tuned in. If you don't know what's going on, when you use ChatGPT to figure out the best prices for a Labubu, you can definitely ask it questions. Hey, when's the next voting in my area?
The problem is, society isn't as focused at all as used to be. Like, as in, like, these aren't like small focus groups, though they are zoned in a way, but the groups don't act or behave that way. Mm-hmm.
But what I'm getting at, it's like people voice their complaints over the presidency, right?
Yes, and they don't, and there's not enough people who even participate for that.
It's way too low. But we don't have like a limit or like a required amount. Like 100 million people could vote. It's 1/3 of the country. You're gonna let 1/3 of the country decide, and it's like, oh, our vote doesn't matter. I hate when that happens because it's like, like I said, if you get 100,000 people behind you, Nepal's proved it. And they can overthrow their government, and it's not really overthrowing because they felt like they were being wronged, and when they created their movement and they figure out, oh, we're actually being played like fools. You're not going to do this to us. They overthrew the government. I'm not even saying we should do that because at this point, I think if we disrupt our structure at all, it would be good for us, yes, but it opens us up to the other, like, bigger countries. Like, I think if we had an actual civil war conflict in the U.S. and, like, the capable people who are fighting for what is identified as right or wrong will clash at each other, that's going to be a big margin because people aren't going to be going to work when people are shooting each other outside, right? That just opens us up. Like, we'll have to actually have the military then fight the forces that are trying to invade us. But in our society right now, you can't even tell who's good or bad. And if you make a racial or, you know, a stereotypical choice on that, you could be right or wrong. It's 50-50, and those aren't good terms. Especially if you're fighting for our future. That's just, I don't think people understand the severity of these choices, which is why I think under 50% voter registration for at least the district chair that you just got.
So what do you think? Should it go into a revote or a pause?
Well, it goes into a runoff election. So in October, towards the end of October, I think on the 28th, they do another vote. And then I think whoever gets that, like, if there's a female candidate, she's a lot younger, and then there's an older man. He looks like he's in it for the money, but that's just me making my stereotype comment on it. And I don't want to, like, age profile him, but that's just what I've seen. You know, you could be in charge of a committee that cleaned the lakes around in the area for 35 years. You come in, you know, saying what you're gonna do, and then you do the exact opposite. Like, whose fault is that? Or is it your fault for lying to me, or is it my fault for voting you in? And then you have to take legal action to reprimand them, and then they got backed by $100 million, so they just, we're just gonna extend it out. You'll drown in debt before the case gets put into court. So that's like a negative way to think about it, but there are people who would, like, fight regardless. So I don't know who will win, but in that runoff election, whoever gets the most votes will win there. And it could be one person got 5% of the votes and the other person got the other 10. And it was like 15% voter participation. So listen, whoever gets it, admittedly, you earned it. I like this. I keep telling you should have, like, lo-fi tracks.
Lo-fi's never been my thing.
Brother, you got something going on right now. You don't even know it.
I'm gonna try something else. Well, I didn't know any of that shit. And now you got me thinking I should probably be more involved in my community. Or at least be more up to date.
And it can be as simple. It can be just as simple as when's the next vote in my area. You just type in your zip code. It'll tell you when, where, like the governor vote is next year. So there are other people joining in on the race against DeSantis. There's a chance to take him out of office, right?
Right. I'm aware of that.
I bet you it
Or
also
this is
goes
the
into
general.
a runoff. Or DeSantis just wins because
He's DeSantis. Well, I mean, he's pretty favorable with a lot of Floridians, and also Trump as well. So
I was still recording, but I can just
it'll be a little more work later. But where did I put my phone? Oh, where did you? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, the phone's there.
Go on, man.
All right, so we'll jump back on the Nintendo thing, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So Nintendo issued out a new patent. Well, they got a patent for being able to summon the ability to summon creatures to fight other creatures or summoned creatures.
Moving in a virtual space.
Yes. And so I looked at it myself. I didn't go through it. I could look at it again, but I went through the entire description of what it is, and they even have it drawn out.
Is it strictly?
Very specific.
Is it strictly? I'm moving. I summon character. I keep moving, and then I fight a character I see visually.
You're almost there. It's more so. It's even describes person uses. How do I put this? Person uses object to thus press button to do said control, and then it goes into the description of
the summon creature.
Of the summoned creature, and even but actually, it even includes the idea of like summoned object. God, it's very extensive.
Okay, I think, and I'm hopeful that Digimon is safe. Well, because you don't
That was my first thought too.
You do not summon a creature. So in the Digimon games now, you have like your set team of 9, and whoever the first 1 through 3 are the ones that just pop up behind you. And you're moving around, and then you jump into an interaction. Like how in Pokemon you used to be able to run in grass, and then a Pokemon would jump out, and then you would initiate the battle. In Digimon, it's sort of like that, but I know Pokemon has gone further, and they're just we're putting the entity in front of you, or out in the open. So when you go and deal with that, you're guided towards that marker because the Pokemon is right in front of you. And that's what I'm hoping is the difference that Digimon has set up, because man, that company has tried to make a comeback for a long time, and I think this next game they're pretty much set on that, because there's a lot of people that I've seen, maybe a couple dozen, who do big content, are really excited about it.
An example of information processing system moves a player character on a field based on a movement operation input. The information processing system causes a sub-character on the field based on a first operation input. When an enemy character is placed at a location where the sub-character is caused to appear, the information processing system controls a battle by a first mode in which the battle proceeds based on an operation input.
I don't think that's Digimon then. Because Digimon, those operations activate when they're moving around. So the beginning where it says said character moves through movement input.
It says right. Well, it says processing system moves a player character on a field based on a movement operation input.
1. The second is when they summon a character through a separate processing input, right?
The system causes a sub-character on the field based on a first operation input.
Okay, so Digimon, you don't summon
a Digimon.
Okay.
You just set it on your team, and when you exit out of that menu, they're already in the virtual space with you.
Okay, fair. That might be safe.
Yeah.
But one IP that I know is in danger would be like JoJo's. That could challenge a future JoJo game. Because that is based off of being able to summon a sub-character.
Okay. I'm also thinking
maybe Persona.
So in Persona, you don't summon your persona to interact with the world.
No, but JoJo's definitely does.
So it would depend on how they set the game up, which now they have to move around.
Yeah.
Power World is that example. That is just how they fight, because there's not like a separate interaction where the battle starts.
Oh damn, Power World. God damn it, Power World.
And they issued that patent in 2023.
Yeah.
So it's taken 2 years, but they ended up getting it, which I don't know why. We were speaking on this earlier. Who authorized that? Who signed off on that paperwork?
Primary examiner David L. Lewis, assistant examiner Matthew D. Hole. I probably shouldn't be saying their names, but who's gonna listen?
Aramel.
No one's gonna.
Let's find their addresses. Their bank account. How many stocks in Nintendo do they have?
Oh, you know what I saw? I saw a picture of a senator who was in the middle of a debate about willing to give contracts to either Boeing or what's the other one, Lockheed.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're making that decision, he's putting all of his stock into fucking Lockheed.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, if they can issue like a no cell phone mandate into Congress, into public schools now, that's a thing. I don't know if you knew about that.
They're trying to start to do that now.
Yeah. If that can start being a thing, why can't they do that in Congress?
Because they're adults, right?
Powerful adults that need to make unbiased decisions as much as possible. It's always going to be biased. We know that. It's impossible for that to happen.
Right. Rick Scott, they're talking about a bill that would prevent the trades from happening like that. It's called the Pelosi Act. Yeah. Because if you're watching anybody who manages and monitors the stock market and people who are trading, Nancy Pelosi is a very prolific not stockbroker, but she trades stock and sees massive success.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be seeing 44% increase in positive revenue on your stock exchange in your portfolio every year.
No, I don't. No, you can't.
Consistently? 4 quarters of positive revenue?
You can't be that consistent. That's impossible. Unless you're cheating.
So it begs to the question, if we can see it, and
Insider
and you can see that this person is pumping money into this company, and then the company gets a benefit and the stocks go up crazy, only because of that person's job in voting for the positivity.
Man, they even drew it out.
Yeah, that's not a Digimon. I'm grateful it's not.
Well, I'm glad that Digimon is safe. Oh, come on. Yeah, I can't. Whatever.
I think JoJo would have to do like a Dynasty Warrior version. You know about those?
Yeah, I know about. The only Dynasty Warrior game I ever played was Gundam.
That would be cool. Yeah. I'm privy to the One Piece game. Pirate Warriors 4 came out like right before COVID. They're pretty cool just because like their characters are absolutely ridiculous. Like you know like a bit about One Piece, no? No, not at all. You know the premise.
I know here and there.
Okay.
Because I have read a lot about it.
Okay.
I've not actually like read manga, just synopsises and like, okay, who's Doflamingo?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Doflamingo?
You're right. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's the same name as was it Don Quixote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also his. That's his other name. Is
Yeah, most people know Don Quixote as the story, right? There's like an old Spanish novel, I believe.
Yeah, I don't. My mom actually has a poster that she keeps at her in her office.
Yeah, and it's enjoyable to see like
art piece.
like those correlations with each other. But like, do you know Doflamingo's like 12 feet tall? Like he towers over like normal people. So like you don't even know that, but it's ridiculous. Okay, Luffy's pretty tall. I want to say he's like about 6 foot. But him and Doflamingo, when they're interacting with each other, Doflamingo curves over Luffy like that. And Luffy is like dead ass looking at him like, you are not going to do anything right now. That to say, when you're playing a Dynasty Warrior version of that, you are doing stupid stuff the entire time. So to me, it's enjoyable. And I like One Piece, so I'm gonna enjoy a game that caters to that. They have announced a whole new DLC packet, 2 of them at least. So they keep expanding their roster, and I wouldn't count it as live service.
I've been crazy about the Dynasty Warrior genre. I mean, I liked Gundam, but that was because I just thought Gundam was awesome.
That's my privy to the One Piece version.
There was one that was really interested in, and I never played. There was a Zelda Dynasty Warriors.
Yes, I think Warriors of Hyrule.
I think
That's what it
so.
was
That
called.
sounds about right.
They've done it with Final Fantasy, but in the Nintendo Direct, they announced they're doing Dynasty Warriors Origin, which allows you to kind of play your own story in the Dynasty Warrior setting. That's actually like their OG game, and I believe it's because they do like Chinese lore behind it, so they have like these prolific stories.
That would actually be really cool. Like
They've had like 9 installments for it.
I know, but they're all kind of like the same format.
But the
idea
Dynasty Warrior style.
Yeah. But it would be really cool if there was like set it back into like the original style of the game, but make it more of like a forming story, like kind of how like
That's what they're doing with Origins. Yeah.
like Mass Effect.
And
Have you ever played Mass Effect?
A bit. I got the trilogy deluxe edition for like $2.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So I started playing the first game, and I was like, this looks like shit.
It has aged.
But it still holds up. I won't say the quality, because we're at a different point, and I'm gonna make that judgment because I was never privy to their fan base in the beginning. So I don't have like that. Like when I played Dead Space 1, I'm like, oh, the nostalgia just fills me with joy. I would much rather play the remake as my preference, right?
3 is the only one I never played. I played 1 and 2 and loved it. The controls, god awful, fucking awful.
In the first game.
Oh yeah, fucking 2 was also pretty bad. 3 was the best controls, but the story got pretty weak, and I was just and the main character talked too much. I lost.
I think the second game is the best, even with the controller change, because the controllers didn't change that much. You got a dodge roll. That was it. Dodge roll and cover.
But it was still pretty stiff.
Right, but they give you dodge roll and a cover, and you're mostly playing in open snow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, I have said this to you. I would love to play 3 together, but you play as the main character, Isaac, and then I play the other character, because I've always wanted to play his story.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forget. We did talk about that.
But I will say, I will finish the thought.
I might do that.
Yeah, I will finish the thought. 2, like what they did to 1, gold. Like this is how you get old people playing the game again, and then introduce the new people. They do that to 2?
Money.
If they do that to 2 and add stuff to it, nasty face, bro. Nasty.
Dude, the design of that, I love how good it looked in the remake. Oh my god. It just felt like you were playing an alien movie, like more than Isolation was. Like, I remember that feeling of first seeing the Alien movie, and I was like, this like just the future, like the hallways, the tools, just like the design of the clothes, like it was so out there. And playing this game was like, this was just felt like an environment built like that, so heavily influenced by a space rig. It is ultimately a space rig, but it was more than that.
It 100% gives alien vibe. However, I don't think the aliens were. I think the aliens are pretty broken, right? You as a I call this like a naked human because you don't have.
So are you talking about Alien, the actual xenomorph?
The xenomorphs, the xenomorphs in the alien movies.
That's the whole concept.
They're very broken.
That's their whole concept.
They're apex predator, right?
Yeah.
And they evolve like when they're gestating in different life forms, because they did that second Alien versus Predator movie, where the spoiler alert, because y'all should have seen it already, where the alien comes out of the predator.
Yep.
Do they have like like the aliens in the Alien movie, or the xenomorphs, the predators? Do they have like a name? We'll look that up. But let me finish the thought.
I forget. God damn, I used to be so good at this shit too. Man, I played all the games. Fuck.
So, like, if you're not an armored human and you shoot the alien close to you, their blood spatters on you, you're falling apart.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What I thought was so cool about Alien, like the concept of it's not more than just being an apex predator, but let's say they go into like a space that's not really inhabitable for them, where they can't live long, they could just find the nearest thing, take it, gets their DNA and genes, and then fucking up the whole place.
Proliferate.
Yeah, quickly.
They the newest Alien movie, was it Covenant? I'm not sure. I think that's what it was.
I know Earth is coming. I heard Earth is actually really good.
That's a TV show, but yes, I've heard it's also very good. But that's a prime example. Like, as soon as the aliens hit the ground, they're the biological imperative of grow, survive, proliferate, die. That's their main. Those 4 objectives. Those are theirs. They own it, and they are very good at it. Humans take 8 months. Those things, 8 seconds. That's what it feels like. The power of editing. But yeah, they're absolutely insane. The xenomorphs are also pretty broken, because they're like, when you kill them, they're not actually dead. Right? They're too broken apart, but they're still alive.
Wait, what are you talking about, xenomorphs?
Oh, not xenomorphs. I forget what they're called in Dead Space. We should definitely look it up. But the monsters in the Dead Space games, when you're supposed to chop them up, that's the easiest way to kill them.
Right. Yeah, you have to break them up completely.
Yeah, but they're always alive still. No matter what your status of your tissue is, you are fuel for them, and they can reform it with the marker.
Yeah, everything is like this connected amalgamation of flesh, is like a vast neural network.
Yeah, biological matter the marker can control biological matter.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really touched on that a lot until like the end of the 3rd game, because obviously you realize like, when a whole planet population is converted by the marker turns that biological mass into the planet. So then the planet becomes a living entity that moves through space and like invades other planets to proliferate, right? Because that's the last goal, to make your offspring.
Don't need to eat, don't need to really sustain, just need flesh, just need biological matter to absorb and amalgamate.
We call that the Nick Cannon theory. You good?
Nick Cannon?
Yeah, because he's just making a bunch of kids.
I mean, It's a pretty good idea.
It's got 15, bro.
15? And you follow Nick Cannon quite a bit, don't you?
I can't help it. I keep getting every time I talk about it, my phone's like, "You want an update? Here you go." You don't even follow him on the internet. The only thing I follow on Nick Cannon is Wild and Out, and they have kind of cut that off a bit. Either that or I don't get any content for it. I see old stuff. Oh, I don't know if they showed it on Nintendo Direct because I didn't see it on Nintendo Direct. They announced Hades 2 version 1.0. Oh my god, that trailer looked crazy.
Okay.
Did you hear about it?
No, I've not heard about it.
It's, first of all, the trailer, tough. Oh, it's like an animated trailer. So you saw the trailer for the first game where he's like fighting the enemies and he summons like a cloud.
Never seen the trailer. I played the game. I didn't beat the game, but
So
I did not see any of the trailers. I just bought it on recommendation.
whoever told you is correct.
I think it was it was Manny, and what sealed the deal was this buddy of mine I hadn't seen in a long time. He's like, "Oh, I'm just playing a shit ton of Hades." I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll give it a shot."
Yeah. Their advertisement, very good. They're doing like really nice, like animation sketches, and like the fluid video is really cool.
Okay, but I gotta ask you this: Hollow Knight. You played it?
Yes,
You love it?
I did not beat it.
I didn't really play it either.
It was the lack of me not wanting to play it.
Yep, me too. Didn't really resonate with me. But what I think is interesting about it, so Silk Song came out, fucking goes crazy. People are going crazy, and then gets review bombed. People are saying it's too hard.
Get good.
Yeah, of course, get good, but like, I'm starting to see something here, like a pattern. This has been happening more often, these review bombings, where like a game comes out and it's actually good. Is it perfect? No, it can definitely use some touching up and more patches. Like Helldivers is a great example, and they needed more, and they kept fucking up. But to be review bombed?
We have talked about this on a previous episode. People like viewers who watch people stream.
Yeah.
If the streamer does not like the game for whatever reason, their community just immediately starts review bombing. The guy I was trying to get the name of, I remember it because of.
Okay.
I like this guy. He cosplays for video games and then streams them. So like for Silk
And
Song,
he gets really angry.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
sometimes he
I've seen
gets angry.
I just started seeing him. I don't know his name.
His name is Kid Shadow online.
Okay.
So I like this guy a lot. He talked about that. He's like, you guys need to start forming your own opinions because you review bombing something that another streamer doesn't like just because he didn't like it doesn't deserve your attention doing that to the game. And you know, that's reviewing something, like writing something out negatively or positively, that's your time and energy. If you're wasting your time and energy doing stuff like that, you could be voting.
Yeah.
You could be voting. And obviously, when you're streaming on the internet, there's going to be a lot of people all over the world potentially watching you, or nobody. You know, we talk about this podcast a lot. You know, we're fairly new. We're not going to see 100 million people looking at our stuff. If that happened, I'd be like, who's the bot?
It's gonna be a while.
If it happens, and I don't care if it happens or not, but the point is, form your own opinion.
Yeah.
Don't review bomb something like Borderlands 4. I'm
an opponent to that series now.
I'm not an opponent. I'm just gonna ignore them like I do other things because
they've been shelling out garbage since 2.
And I played 3 and I thought, man, this is great. And it just it was not afterwards.
I can't, it's really hard to describe that experience, right?
It is,
playing
because,
Borderlands 3.
Like, I'm going to describe it. First person shooter one of 4 classes, try to do one of the things the class does. How do you do that? You have to have the full equipment set to do said thing. Oh, how do I do that? Kill this enemy. Okay, what did it drop? Oh, it just dropped a couple of these guns. Look them over. All of these are wrong, you'll have to do it again. Okay. 5 hours later. Did I do it? Looks at it again. Go do it again. Like, you can't... I don't like farming like that unless it's cool. And first-person shooters have never been my thing.
I've never was even interested in farming in that game. I never played for that. My brother did, and he went a little nuts with it. I thought it was a little much.
I have
these bosses that weren't even entertaining to play. I
have a friend who, for some reason, he got everything he needed. He was dealing 9 figures worth of damage every bullet, and he was playing the mech.
Why? I mean, like, what's the point of that? What is the point? You know, the bosses aren't any easy. I mean, they're just getting easier, really.
They're going to get easier, but at the stage we were at, they were so difficult that, you know, it would take like a couple of minutes of all of us collectively hurting the enemy to kill it. But even then, I'm like, why would I play the character I want to play when I can do that? And to even get to that point is statistically almost impossible. But if you put the time and effort into it, you might get there. You might get close enough. Yeah. I want to do 9 figures of damage any game I play. Am I going to do that? No. Because that's not, like you said, what's the point?
Yeah. I feel like with Borderlands 3 that they were making that a primary focus. The gun looting is like, and... did you play 2?
No.
Oh, 2 was amazing. But what 2 had was the farming, but you weren't focused on that. That was just like, okay, you get to an area, like you're going crazy, and you're listening to all this funny shit and having fun, and then you get to the next area, and next time your gun's not really working for you. And now you're like, okay, let me come back, let me see if I can get a new gun. And that was it. Borderlands 3 was more of an experience focused on gun looting. Like, you have to do this before you do anything else. I don't want to do that.
And you don't have to do that. It's just gonna be a little bit more difficult. Yeah. Especially if you're not like if your equipment's not scaling to your level.
Yeah.
So
the worlds were cool. I like I like the hub idea. That was nice.
I just fell off, and that is okay. But when the people in the studio are like, people are gonna buy our game at the full price, and we're adjusting the price to match everybody else.
It's not worth that.
You don't need to do that. Like the Helldivers, Helldivers is not a full price game. It plays like a full price game. It's a AAA title, and you can't tell me otherwise.
I need to get back on that. It's in a good place. Have you seen the hive worm on that shit? Well, it's crazy.
Now that I have a new PC, it's gonna look even.
Oh yeah, dude, that game's gorgeous.
I didn't realize how shitty my experiences have been until I got everything situated with the new setup and I booted up Monster Hunter. I was like, everything moves like this? This is what it's supposed to look like?
There's blades of grass? What?
I would sometimes like stand still and a character would pass by and it would just look like dust flying. I'm like, I know it's not supposed to look like that. And then talking with some of the other guys and they're like, yeah, your CPU you need a new everything. I'm like, okay. You know, and we were able to figure that out and get it, but man, it's just a different experience.
Oh, do you take Cash App?
I can, yeah.
Alright, cool. I'll send it to you.
We'll do that later, but it's definitely something that I'm excited for. But man, when that Hades 2 trailer dropped and I was like, we're getting version 1 this month, they were like, it's not coming out until next year. I'm like, I will wait. I will wait.
I don't know if I've asked you this before, but what's your final feeling of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero?
I haven't played it. Maybe like I played maybe 3 more times after you came over and we pulled the couch up to the TV and played it. Which that was a lot of fun. I heavily enjoyed that version of like playing that game. But like I said, I haven't done it. I think it's cool. I think that's like a good Dragon Ball Fighter game, but everyone like it doesn't hit the nostalgia that people who are like Budokai Tenkaichi, that was my shit. Ask anybody about that game that's played it, they're just oh my gosh, foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, it's I think just a key aspect of what that game is missing is the arcade. Have your friend there, do a couch play. I mean, I'm gonna say that every time.
People don't get together like that really, and if they do, they're doing like
other
big
shit
stuff, right?
Yeah, drinking,
like partying. Well, you can drink, but like they're going out to the club or like going out, or if they're home, they have like nobody. I don't see a party in this like in our generation where we're gonna have like 60 people around and then like 5 or 6 of them want to take the TV over and start clicking on some sticks, right? Could be any fighting game, Smash Brothers, Dragon Ball, whatever. You know, when the guys are here sometimes, when we're not watching anything or, you know, we're hanging out, we're watching one person play a video game. And I think that's my disconnect because I'd rather be the person playing. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, you know, share. Share what? I don't own anything here. I don't know what you're talking about sharing. You know, but that's like, it's not like, I don't know if it's guilt, but that's just how that's my take on it.
No, I agree somewhat. I only enjoy watching scary games. I will enjoy watching somebody play a scary game. That's it. Because it'll scare me too, and that's the enjoyment I get out of it. But if Manny's playing Black Myth Wukong, I'm not interested.
I like watching that because he's funny. Like,
he's funny. Yeah,
like
it's
funny
enjoyment.
Playing the game.
But I don't want to spend time watching him play that because he's going to be dying a lot. He's going to be figuring it out. It's not a linear experience. Whereas like in a scary game, there's more of a chance of it just being a linear experience. Or like it's part of it, I guess. And that's not to be like critical of Black Myth Wukong. Gorgeous fucking game.
Yes, that's also another good-looking game. I didn't realize it was good-looking.
Did you run it? You ran it, and you were like, "Oh fuck!"
I was like, I have missed out.
Yes.
One of the biggest issues for me had been brightness. So like because of the qualities, it wasn't there. There's a snow area, but the light from the sun is just beating on everything. So I have to like lower the brightness on my screen.
Right.
And then at some point in that area, they take you to a dark, like 20-story prison, and it's just like looking for like a crack, and there's just a little bit of light. I'm like, I have to keep adjusting my settings to like match the game. So in that dark prison, you crawl out and come back to the sun-bleached snow area, and then I had to adjust my shit again. Brother, how many times did I play that game? Like I did 5 run-throughs in that game, right?
And you just kept doing that over and over again? That's dedication. That's
how much I liked the game. I was like, I was in full intention on beating it to the point where you get all of the artifacts abilities, and then you get like the Wukong stance. They dropped the second Black Myth game, and the community was mad. It was like, where's our DLC, bro?
What, they dropped another game? What's the Black Myth?
So Black Myth is now like the leading title, and then they have the main character underneath. So like Wukong's the first one. The second one,
Zhangzhu?
Oh, dude, he's super badass. Yeah,
Zhangku?
He's the leader of like a demonic army, but he's not a demon. He's like a deity.
I like this concept.
Is it the picture of him with the riding the tiger?
No.
Bro, in the video, there's like these shrunken people talking, and they're like, "Oh, look!" And he is on top of a tiger, strolling. That's tough.
That goes hard.
It is very tough.
Dude. Okay, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. So, like, that makes me okay with there not being DLC. I'm sure you're like, oh, I wish there was DLC.
Continue your thought, but there's like there's actual like talk of they're continuing DLC for Black Myth Wukong. They have announced that they've issued like copyrights for 6 other titles.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So they're showing you where they're laying their framework out. Man,
It's like an interactive.
It's a big story. The Chinese mythology is long.
Interactive mythology. That's cool.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed started. I don't like Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed is like real life people.
I started playing Origins and Odyssey, and I hate this. I don't like this setup at all. It's like you're trying to be Dark Souls in some points, and also be this like Far Cry, take over territories and bases.
So, well, Far Cry and Assassin's Creed are both Ubisoft, so that's where you're seeing the overlap.
I know.
Thinking about when those were released, so yeah, they're trying to keep up with the idea of the Soulsborne games, because once that first one came out and it was like, this is really good, and then they kept coming out even better and better. Those guys win Game of the Year every time they pump a game out. Not the last time, because man, that we talked about how shiesty that felt. It was like you come out with a DLC like based around your game, and you guys got nominated for Game of the Year. That made no sense.
There was a pretty crazy DLC.
It's still going. Yeah. Oh, the Night Rain was the one after. That one is very intense.
Yes.
That just feels like a culmination of their concepts too, as well.
I did want to try that, but I got no one to play that game with.
Not even. I just got Path of Exile 2. So
it looks like a lot to commit to with a friend.
The Night Rain.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how it
for each other every time.
I'm not even sure how that operates. Like when I heard after that last DLC and I didn't finish it, I'm like, I need a second. I just need maybe like 5 years away from this concept.
I still need to beat the Elden Beast.
Oh, in the original game.
Yeah, I still need to do that one.
Yeah, that one's fairly easy. They'll let you use the horse now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, weak.
I was trying to do it with Manny, and then I don't know. We just lost our touch.
I like the slow beat a bit, but I don't know if it's like Star Valley. I don't know how to explain it. My uncle, he talks about this a lot. He goes, I liked Resident Evil. I liked Silent Hill, PlayStation 1, right? All this new stuff you guys got, it's too complicated for me. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, now? Even a couple years ago, I've realized this is what he's talking about. He's like, the way they've mapped a controller, it's impressive. If you press one button, the controller changes completely. Like the potential options that you have available change.
Yeah, you can hold L1 and then do this.
That's just one example.
X to select it.
You can hold, and then you can hold the right trigger and do the same. You can hold both of them and it change. Like the options are boundless through the controller. And now they have like 6 buttons in the back where the ends of your fingers go.
And when we look at it, I don't think of it like this is a complicated at all. I'm like, oh, that's how you do it. Like, all right, easy.
We're trained on that.
Yeah,
we've grown up in this generation of growth in video game. We've boosted it. We've boosted it up to $1 billion industry.
Yeah, we're in a digital revolution still.
We're in the dark ages. In the dark ages. Wait until they come out with infinite power.
Perpetual energy.
Sure, whatever. However they do it.
I was looking that up. There's no real way, because you would break the law of thermodynamics. I'm just saying, like, I know stuff. But it was interesting to read. A couple articles.
One of the concepts of the book series I've read, He Who Fights with Monsters. One of the characters talks about how they dislike when a world is too scientific or when the world's too reliant on magic. He's like, I like the ones where they intersect, because where the laws of physics fail, magic just writes itself in. Like, that's how the author explains, like
having endless energy.
Well, that's just one example. I'm not going to say that the correct course we need to do to figure out how to make infinite energy is magic, right?
Right.
Either people are hiding that, or it doesn't truly exist.
Like as of right now, I'm under the notion of like as of right now it doesn't exist. As of right now, we haven't discovered it. I forgot where this came from, this idea, but it's that don't think of things like as an impossibility, but more so like because everything is possible in a way.
Right. It just hasn't been done yet.
Yes, you just haven't figured out how to do it. I should be able to make a wormhole that I could go through and make my hand come out the other side of this thing. Should be able to do that.
How?
How?
Right.
Without completely destroying everything? No idea.
Yeah, man. The way things have rolled is just not. Like I said, we're in the dark ages.
Why should you say dark ages?
Because it's just like
That surprises me.
Because if we have what we have now, like I said, think about when we can infinitely power something. So one of the big problems with the data centers that control AI, that functions through it, is that they need to cool the systems down, and they need to power it.
Yeah,
and it takes a lot.
Yes,
it takes so much that it's starting to become like an environmental hazard. But nobody cares because they're searching up how much a Labubu costs and compare prices for me because I'm broke.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever example y'all want to do, but
but from what I've read, it's more of a hazard cost in terms of land, property it takes up, the materials that it's using, and the process to just cool it down. And also amount of power, which is going to be eating up like coal plants and wherever else you get power from.
Now, when you add infinite energy into it, where you don't have to like cool it, we'll think of like an environmentally friendly infinite energy source. What do you build around that? We're gonna get giant Gundams, bro? Are we gonna make a spaceship that can warp travel?
I mean, once we do, then we'd be able to do all those
we'd be able to do all that stuff. Who cares about video games when you can go to a different planet? Yeah. So, if hopefully that's never the case, because I love video games. I think they're a good entertainment outlet as well as like story-wise. Because you can't get people to pick up a book anymore, man.
No, I mean, there's so many different forms of media now.
And I feel bad for the younger generation because apparently they can't read and do math. Like their test scores are too low. I'm like, what kind of tests are you guys giving them? And they're just like, they don't read. They can't read. They just have the AI read it to them. Where they do like the voice, like text to voice, and they just get it spoken to them, and they're like, they just type.
That can't be a real thing. How are kids doing that already?
How are they, bro? Come on, man.
But why would they? Because when they need to be able to read and write to even get to AI, as in like the actions taken to install the app, look it up, look for it.
Bro, they've been touching iPads since they were 4. So
Yeah,
not even since they were like 2.
What I watch my brother use AI all the time. He uses my account for his homework. He's studying to do electrical engineering.
Mm-hmm.
He just has it break it down, like when he can't understand a panel.
Mm-hmm.
He just break this down to me. Like, what the heck does that even mean?
Yeah, I think that's a good use for it.
Because that was the thing I think I always struggled with in education was like the way wording bothered me.
Well, you can ask it to like dumb it down for you. If it's basic explanation or like the first explanation it gives you, if you think it's like too much and you're just like, these words in my head don't make sense, voice to text, this is just an example, text to voice, then you hear it out and you're still not getting it, you're like, explain it to me like I'm a 5th grader. And it can do that. And it does it well, I think. So I think one of the issues is that you don't want to do your homework.
Yeah.
Right? A college person is going to do the homework because they're paying for it. They're paying to take the class. They're paying, or they're getting scholarships to do it. You don't want to not go to college and then earn a bunch of scholarships and then deal with that, or however you want to do. What's the point? Just don't go to college if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Even if you're forced to do it, right? If you're forced to do it, you're gonna bust open like a shaken soda pop bottle. You know, you cave under that kind of pressure. Then you realize you're like, I'm a person who does not do well in a school setting because I just don't like it. I don't function that way. You got to learn that stuff though.
I was actually just talking to my mother about this. We were talking about my experience in school, and because I was homeschooled for a while, and I always made it by the skin of my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And even getting into more advanced courses, I got in there by the skin of my teeth. And it's because I didn't want to try. I didn't want to do this thing. I didn't want to be there. I didn't understand. I don't honestly get how I was able to pass and get into advanced courses and pass.
1, without AI, and 2, by the skin of your teeth.
But I never really learned anything, honestly.
I
got better at these things in my adulthood when I started finding them in the things that I enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I got better at doing math in my head because I was in the gym just adding plates, and then I started liking my job, and so that caused me to use more geometry and algebra, and so I started liking that more and being able to do it on top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
That was more enjoyable to me rather than Josh do his homework and tell me why Jack has fewer apples than Mary.
Yeah, word problems have always gotten me.
I just, like, there's nothing like, oh, like, let's do this. Let's pretend that we're having fun. Like, the thing is about getting what you really want out of a student is to understand why you can use these in your everyday life and why it can be enjoyable. When you're finding something you really like and you find out, oh, it involves math. It doesn't mean it is math, but it involves math.
Our education system, like, I'll give it to the public school side. A lot of those teachers, like the ones that I grew up with and I had, some of them were good, some of them were bad, some of them were really great. You know, what I understand the school system public side, because I never did private, you need to learn how to learn.
Yeah.
And you don't get that freedom unless you're able to conform to that method, and then you figure that out and you're like, oh, for me personally, I need to write these kind of notes this way or do this that way. And I agree with you on what you were saying. You didn't figure that out until you were an adult. And that's because you got the freedom to do that. And you had the room, you made your own mistakes, and you realize, like, I can't blame other people for my mistakes because that was my choice. And then you learn, right? Start picking it up. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people get stuck in that, oh, I failed, I blame you, it's not my fault, I'm gonna try it again. Oh, I didn't do well again, fuck this thing, I'm never gonna do this again.
Well, of course. I mean, you have to fail. I don't think you ever really succeed. I think it's just like this perpetual trying.
Right, but when you know how to try,
Yeah.
you know, things aren't impossible anymore. Like we were saying, you're capable of doing it. I can do math, I'm terrible at it, but if I dedicate myself with the time and effort, now with AI, I can use that to like help break things down. Like why does an equation need to look different for you to add different components or like theorem to it? Those were always my question, because the teacher would give you an example and in my head I'm like, oh, this is always going to be the example.
And also, they don't really, at least in my school, they didn't really teach you like shortcuts. Like, okay, something I enjoy doing in my head a lot is finding a random percent of an item. So you know that 10% of 100 is 10. Easy. But so now you want to find 10% of 120. Well, that's 12. Go to 160. That's 16. Now let's say you want to do 60%. You want to find 60% of that. And an easy way I found out doing that was taking half of, like, let's say 160, which is 80, and then you take 16 and you add it to 80, and that gives you 96. So that is 60% of 160. 96. That, you see that line of thinking?
Yes, and you've also lost me, but please continue. Continue the initial thought.
The idea is that is so much more enjoyable for me. Mm-hmm. That made fractions fun. That's really it.
Yeah.
But it was never put to me as that. It was just like, this is what happens when this happens and that happens and that. And I want you to do this so that you can get a good grade and your mom can stop yelling at you.
Yeah, and I think like it's the way my own brain works, that that falls not deaf on me, but it's like you're not gonna get it that way. I've never been good at math. I'll never say that I'm good at math. And we play a card game where I have to do a bunch of math, and I'm there for like a good 25-30 seconds piling the numbers up, and my opponent's like, I already got the number, bro. I'm like, good for you. I need to figure it out because that's what I'm telling you. So, and it's better for me because that's my practice. And that's just simple adding, but like the way things compound on themselves, you have to figure out how to manage that. Because in my perspective, if you're not doing the math correct, you're not being the most optimal in your gameplay. But for me, what I realized studying physics, because I got really into like the laws of nature, the idea of math is a set equation, like a blank equation. Variables come in because you don't know the exact number, or the number is so large that the variable just represents a concept.
Yeah. And
then you plug and chug, and then you just pump your numbers in, you do your equation, and you write it out. But in math involving science, when there's symmetry in the equation, that's how they synthesize materials. Like you advance society when you're able to solve math problems in a theoretical sense, and when symmetry in math is present after the equation's done, and you start developing technology around that, we get microwaves, we get microchips, internet. Like, we advance so well because scientists dedicated time and effort into doing math problems that you never thought were going to be worth, you never do this kind of stuff in your life any time, any day. I'm not saying you're a theoretical physicist, but man, if you're on your phone using ChatGPT, someone found symmetry in a 7-panel math equation and then was like, let's try to pump this into the technology right now. And then you just advance society. So I see the value and how important it is. I'm not a person who's going to be doing that.
No.
Because I can barely do the percentage estimate, right?
It's just something I wish, and other things as well, was better applied. But I guess it worked for some kids, so.
Or some people just throw that out. My math teacher, I had to do senior year. I had to do remedial math. I slept in that class, and I
skin on my teeth. Embarrassing, very embarrassing.
Well, let me just finish. I did skin on my teeth, but I always slept like this. I was in front of the class, and I always slept like this. And the teacher was behind a projector, just doing it, and I still passed that class. What does that say?
I completed algebra in the 8th grade,
Brother, that was my other math class.
but they didn't get that information in my transcript and made me take remedial algebra in college. And I didn't pass. I didn't care. I was pissed. So, and my test scores were high enough to let me skip, but they wouldn't let me. So I took remedial algebra and failed. Came back and they're like, "Oh, we got your transcripts all fixed, but since you failed remedial algebra, you gotta take remedial algebra again." It's like, "But I passed it the first time." Yeah, we know, but you should have passed it the second time.
So, scratch that. I did algebra before.
And then I failed again.
I did geometry. So I was never good at math, but they did that to me in freshman year from my scores in 8th grade. So I was in remedial reading for 2 class periods. The only reason I got out was because someone from the board came in and heard me speak, and they were like, "We need to look at this guy's test scores." They brought me, the guidance counselor called me in. They go, "We are so sorry. You don't need to be in this remedial reading class." I'm like, wow, it's been a whole semester.
See, mine was in college.
Yeah, no.
That was pretty bad.
I had to take basic everything still because it had been so long since I had graduated, and then I applied for school. By the way, they were jipping me the whole time. They were like, whatever we can to get this guy to pull some money out.
Gotta go.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take care.
Good night. Thanks for coming to Small Room Thoughts.